So good evening everyone. I am presenting about therapeutics for COVID-19 illness. So let us see the clinical spectrum of COVID-19. This is according to the statistics, the symptoms presented by the COVID-19 patients. We have divided it into 4 different parts depending upon the stage of illness, severity. So asymptomatic, no clinical symptoms, positive nasal swab test, normal chest x-ray. Even though they are positive, if they are having no symptoms, asymptomatic. And some patients presented with mild illness, most common symptoms presented are fever, dry cough and weakness, tiredness. And less common symptoms, body aches, pains, nasal congestion, running nose, sneezing, conjunctival congestion, conjunctivitis, sore throat, throat pain, dizziness, confusion, headache, loss of smell and taste, rash on the skin or discoloration of fingers or toes, and arthralgia, joint pains. And some patients has presented with nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain and loose stools also. And moderate illness, symptoms of pneumonia, persistent fever, chills and cough without hypoxemia, means decreased oxygen levels in the blood, increased sputum production and shortness of breath, significant lesions on high resolution CT, lesions mainly located in the periphery and subpleurally, because I am here kept this symptom because sometimes we select the remedy based on the X-ray, based on the lungs, part of the lung involved. And bilateral, some patients have shown bilateral and many involving the right lower lobes. So by this we can select some remedies based on the sphere of action. Okay. And severe illness, pneumonia with hypoxemia, SpO2 less than 92%, with difficult breathing, shortness of breath, chest pain or pressure, hemoptysis, loss of speech, means CNS involvement is also there. So they are considered as a severe illness. So we have divided the symptoms based on the severity of the illness. According to this, we can repertorize and we will get some set of drugs in the mild illness, some set of drugs for the moderate illness, some set of drugs to the severe illness, if we repertorize according to the severity and symptoms presented by the patient. I think I am clear this slide. So there are some complications also, and common complications are acute respiratory distress syndrome, respiratory failure, acute respiratory failure, sepsis shock, disseminated intravascular coagulation DIC, and acute liver injury, kidney injuries and pulmonary embolisms. Rare complications are rhabdomyolysis, multisystem inflammatory syndrome, aspergillosis, pancreatitis, autoimmune hemolytic anemia and neurological complications. So I have kept some common symptoms to understand the drugs. In next sessions we can understand what are the common symptoms, which are what are peculiar symptoms, and what are the drugs coming up in the repertory session by Vishal sir. Okay, so here I kept only common symptoms which are presented in the COVID: chest inflammation, lung pleuropneumonia, dry cough during fever, and commonly in the statistics we have seen that lower lobes are most commonly involved, then middle lobes, then upper lobes. So I kept lower lobes, right and left, and more commonly right was shown in statistics. I kept both right and left lower lobes, and smell wanting, taste wanting, and general weakness, respiration difficult. So you can see some set of drugs coming up: phos, bryonia, sulfur, hepasulf, calicarb, calcarea, belladonna, rustox, lycopodium, nitromur. So I have divided the drugs according to the severity of illness and stage of pathology. So mild illness, we can cope up with aconite, arsenic, bryonia, epitorium, ferrum phos, gelsemium. These are all the cases we can, if the case is not so severe and we have only mild symptoms in the case, we can cope up those cases with this group of remedies. It is not like we can give only this drug in this phase, but I kept just a small differentiating factor depending upon the severity of the symptoms presented. And moderate, arsal, bryonia, FOS, iodum, and if GIT symptoms are more prominent, and joint pains. Some patients also presented with joint pains, colchicum, and if GIT symptoms are more prominent, ipecac, podophyllum comes into the picture. And if this patient is having heavy, means I mean heavy and critical or ICU cases, which are taking help of oxygen, ventilator, ammonia carb, anti-tart, arsal, bryonia, kalicarb, lyco, FOS, pyrogenum, tuberculinum. Critical cases who are having comorbid conditions and they are in the deathbed. Antim-ars, arsenic, camphor, carbovage, hydrocyanic acid, lachesis, Maxol, Veratrum. There are many number of remedies, but I'm keeping only more important remedies which are covering most of the symptoms. So we always prescribe based on totality. So, and stage of pathology is very important in any disease. So totality, so here mild to moderate cases we can prescribe based on acute remedy, means we can prescribe based on acute prescription, causation, location, sensation, modality, and characteristic physical and mental journals we can take up, and we can select a remedy. And if the cases are very mild and we have only common symptoms without any characteristic symptoms, you can go treat according to constitutional approach, because there is no emergency to treat. There are only mild symptoms with common symptoms, then you can go through constitutional approach. So what we need to know is a disease knowledge. We should have a disease knowledge because this coronavirus is completely new. We don't know the patterns. Sometimes it is presenting with some set of symptoms. In some areas it is presenting with some other set of symptoms. So that is why many remedies were considered as a preventive. In some area, camphor was telling as a preventive. In some places, some doctors are telling that arsenic will be the preventive. So here if you see in my classification, so here arsenic is coming up in all the stages. So arsenic has a capacity to deal from mild illness to critical illness. Maybe that is why arsenic was proposed as a preventive for corona, and we have to do statistical essay to understand the efficacy of arsenic, how much it has prevented the COVID. So what we need to remember is this, there is a diverse presentations and erratic behavior. So initially some people thought that it is not a virus, it is a bacteria, because it is showing intermittency in the fever presentations. It has shown different wide spectrum of symptoms. And so it has a erratic behavior and it has a diverse presentations, and timely appropriate investigations are needed, and clinico-pathological correlations is needed, because some patients were normal and they got suddenly collapsed in Iran, and that is why camphor was presented as a camphor was proposed as a preventive, because sudden collapse was there. So patients may sometimes show some symptoms in the, patient may not show any symptoms, but they may have this test positive, X-ray lesions are there, but patient is not having any symptoms. So you need to correlate with the pathology. If the patient is not showing any symptoms, but internally some pathology is going on, then you need to understand that their vital force is not so good to show the symptoms. So you should always correlate what is happening inside by some tests, serological tests or something. You need to monitor that patients, because they are not showing any symptoms. And sometimes they are showing only mild symptomatology and they have some silent phase, and suddenly they are getting collapsed. So this phase is very important, because these cases are more likely to go into deteriorated states and they are less likely to survive. Sudden rapid progress and deterioration, and accurate assessment of susceptibility for selecting the potency is also very important. Not only selecting the drug, potency selection is also very important, because they are showing different type of presentations. So let us see some drugs with indications. So in the initial phases, because there is a lot of panic developed in the society, so many of the patients has a fear. So they have presented with fear, fear of death, that if they are tested positive, they have obvious fear of death, they are going to die, and they are very anxious, and they may present with restlessness. They have a lot of panic in them, and they are having this high fever, sudden high fevers. Patient may present with sudden high fevers with chills, with sensation as if the cold waves are passing through them, and they may have slight dry coryza or scanty watery coryza, but only they have fear. The main thing is they have fear. Because of that fear, they develop fear with fever and restlessness. Sometimes if they are not treated promptly, they may go into pneumonia states. Okay, and aconite comes in the very initial stages. Okay, if the pathology is going deeper, then we should go for some other drugs like arsenic, because arsenic is also having the same anxiety and the pathology is little deeper. So here we think of aconite only in cases where there is an acute state, and where before localization is taken, before localization takes place, we think of aconite. If it is getting localized, we will go to next remedies. And in Boger it has given even collapsed states also. You can think of aconite, means because of panic they suddenly get collapsed. They know that they have affected with COVID, and they suddenly get collapsed. It is a panic news for them. So most likely it get settled at the left apex. That is why aconite patient cannot lie on the left side. Dry coryza, they may present with dry coryza, watery coryza, or dry cough, and they may present with the cherry red sputum. It is the initial stages of pneumonia. With concomitants, they may present with a fear of death, anxiety, anxious about their recovery, whether they are getting recovered or not with the medications, and they may present with burning thirst for large quantities of cold water, tachycardia, palpitation. So if the patient presents to you with acute panic, then drug you need to think of is aconite. But in corona, if we see the statistics, there is a slow phase of symptomatology developing in many of the patients, according to statistics. So that is most probably come back with this bryonia, because bryonia have the symptoms developing very gradually in serious onset, and mostly bryonia is right-sided. It is not like exactly only right-sided, then you need to select bryonia, but there are left-sided pneumonia cases also which have been improved with bryonia according to this statistics presentation. And the patient may develop slowly, gradually dry pneumonia, dry pleurisy during the pneumonia, and the patient may have a stitching type of pains typically, and the patient feels better when they lie on the same side. And many of the patients may be thinking about that, if I am positive, then what happens to my business? What they are worried about their business, they are worried about their shop, anything. Okay, so if they are worried about their business affairs and all, this is the one drug you can think of. And they may present with intense burning, heat, and congested nose, and scanty coryza, and they may be having the irritability. Okay, and they feels better to sit silent. They dislikes to be disturbed, and they may present with dryness, complete dryness in the throat, and they have dryness in the mouth, and they wanted to take large quantities of cold water. These are all the symptoms helps in differentiating the drugs. Okay, they may present with a dusky face and thick white coated tongue. So some group of patients may present with intermittent type of fevers. They may show that fever, typical fever, chill fever, and perspiration states. So and the chills are starting on the back, running up from below upwards, from sacrum to the occiput, and after the chill state they may present with the profuse perspiration. And patient may become drowsy, dizzy, confused. Typically they have in the COVID illness, many of the patients, according to the statistics, they have shown these symptoms: drowsiness, confusion of mind, general body pains, malaise, weakness, prostration, as it is a viral disease. Gelsemium is called as king of influenza. Gelsemium covers most of the flu symptomatology, and very peculiar is here it is thirstless. Patient is thirstless. In spite of so much of dryness, the patient is very thirstless, and they are drowsy, dizzy, and sometimes the patient may present to you in the initial phases. When they are tested positive, they may get some anticipatory anxiety and they may have diarrhea episodes, so that you can best select the Gelsemium if you have that symptom, if the patient present with that symptom initially. And patient may have this fear of death also, and these are fear of death and all is very common in this COVID-19 because of the panic created in the society. Patient may have this yellowish coated tongue and all. So this is about Gelsemium. And coming to the ferrum phos, this ferrum phos came into this group because many of the COVID patients during pneumonia, they have showed, according to the statistics, many of the patients showed decrease in the HP levels. So ferrum phos coming up in this group. So they may present with dry cough. The ferrum phos is also very important remedy for the pneumonia cases. So I have taken only pneumonia symptomatology only because many of the patients died with this pneumonia attacks, and also I have presented only the pneumonia symptomatology and fever symptomatology. So patient may present with high fevers and chill with dry cough, and because of the cough is produced because of irritation produced behind the sternum, which is responsible for epistaxis. And fever with chill, which is aggravated at 1 p.m. is very, very characteristic in ferrum phos. For selecting the ferrum phos, this is also one important time modality. And patient may have this dry cough aggravated at the night time, touch, jar, motion, cold drafts of air, and warm drinks. They feel better with the cold drinks. And very important concomitant here is bright red flushing. They have this false flushing of the face, and they are anemic persons. Prostration, restlessness, thirst for large quantities of water. Very important point here is there is a tendency to loquacity and myth. Previously we have seen that they have fear of death in aconite and Gelsemium. They have the fear, anticipatory anxiety and all. But in ferrum phos you don't find that anxiety. They are little bit better, and they are loquacious and myth. They are happy. Type of delirium is there in this ferrum phos, and the pulse is rapid bonding pulse. So this ferrum phos also comes from first stage to last stages. So this indicate, based on these indications you can select this remedy from in all the different stages of illness. First stage of inflammation before exudation set in, and early stages of pneumonia, and then consolidation states, hemorrhagic diathesis and disseminated intravascular coagulation. So in all these stages ferrum phos coming up. And there is one important statistical data that in the corona patients, COVID patients, if they are suffered previously with the tuberculosis is coming out. So in those states also this drug helps in giving a palliation. And this is one drug proposed as a preventive by some of the doctors, Justitia adatoda, because most of the symptoms are same like COVID, mild to moderate illness. It is not matching to the deeper pathology, but in the initial phases you can cope up this COVID with this Justitia adatoda. The symptoms are going from above downwards. They may present with slight flu-like symptoms, fluent coryza alternating with dryness, sneezings, and dry cough, which is more severe and which is responsible for retching. They feels like vomiting, but they don't get, but they by coughing and they have that retching sensation, and they have this typical loss of smell and taste, which is very important symptom of COVID. and lacrimation, dryness of mouth, throat and tongue with large thirst for large quantities of water. And when they go into the deeper states like pneumonia states, there is a spitting of the blood, rusty color sputum and all common to this pneumonia. And a sensation as if chest would burst during the cough, tightness, suffocation and rattling, all these symptoms has been presented. And this also goes this pathology also goes little bit faster. Okay, I mean pathology goes in a sudden way. And so coming to the arsenic album, so you can use this remedy as a preventive and also curative because it is indicated in all the cases. Even in the collapsed state also you can think of this remedy. And they have the sudden intense effects. So they go into fourth state very fastly, arsenic people. Malignant states, septic states, you can think of this remedy in from the first stage of the illness to the last stages. Arsenic album comes up if they have this peculiar concomitant symptoms. Arsenic album initially may present with scanty discharge, violent suffocative cough, shortness of breath, fever with chills and sensation as if icy coldness in the blood vessels or intense boiling heat, and characteristic modality 1 a.m. Midnight and midday aggravation, and aggravated from the cold drinks and sputum giving emulsion for them, and sitting and bending forwards is also one important position for relieving of their cough. And they may have this concomitants, face is very pale, sunken, anemic, cyanotic and cold clammy perspiration. There is intense prostration in arsenic which is common to the COVID-19 illness, not only COVID-19, influenza also. So in all kind of viral infection, flus, prostration is very commonly seen, which is more intense in the arsenic album. That is why in many of the flus, arsenic album comes as a preventive. Anxiety and fear of death will be commonly seen in this corona cases, but it is very intense in the arsenic album. Mental and physical restlessness and fastidious. This is also very important for selecting the arsenic album. In the deathbed also the patient is very fastidious. If you see in the Kent Materia Medica, in the deathbed they are going to die. Their suffering is so intense, they are dying, but still he will call the nurse and he will tell them to adjust my blanket, it is not proper. So such is a fastidiousness present in the arsenic album which helps in differentiating from other remedies. And they have a despair of recovery. If you see in Kent Materia Medica, he will tell that I'm going to die, I don't want to take medicine. Why to take a medicine, doctor? He will tell the same thing. So they have a despair of recovery, and they have a desire to take small quantities of water. These are especially designed for the warm applications. And most important area affected is right upper lobe. Pneumonia, right upper lobe here. Affinity is right upper lobe. And iodium is very important remedy coming up in this COVID illness because of that peak which is showing, because many of the patients come with no fever, no symptoms. But if you see there is an X-ray, there is a positive in the X-ray. They have this pneumonia changes in the X-ray, but they are not presenting with any symptoms. There is no fever also. Even in the pneumonia cases also there is no fever. That means you need to understand that vital force is very weak. It is not expressing it out. That is the pathology present in the iodium. There is a sluggish vital reaction, and there is a tendency to go towards the pneumonia, hepatization, and suddenly they will broke out, and that rapidity is so fast, they end up in the critical state. That this state is very important, okay, in corona, because many of the patients, they are simply talking, they are very happy, they have no symptoms, but they are tested positive and they have X-ray findings, but they have no symptoms, so they feel they are okay, but suddenly they go into the critical states. So these states are very difficult to tackle up. So you need to start iodine for those patients so that the vital force becomes strong enough to show out the symptoms. They may present with suddenly they may present with a high fever. In one phase there are no symptoms, and immediately they may present with a sudden high fevers, persistent fevers, which is not coping up with any type of medication. They may present with a hot acrid coryza, weakness, tightness, and suddenly rattling starts. Till now there are no symptoms. Suddenly they develop this rattling cough, and sputum is blood streaked, and cough initiated by itching sensation behind the sternum. Their metabolism is very high rate, so they feels better with open air and cold air, and aggravated by warmth applications and exertion. Very, very important you need to remember is there is an absence of the pain in spite of great involvement. They think they are well. They think they are well because they don't have any symptoms. They feel they are well. And when the disease starts, they become restless and they become cross. They have dejected feeling and this desire for cool air. These are all important symptoms which you need to remember in iodine. And sometimes some patients may present to you with I kept only 15 symptoms, so please 15 drugs, so please bear with me. So if the patient is presenting with GIT symptoms more, then ipecac comes, GIT plus respiratory. If the patient is presenting more nausea sensation and they are having vomitings, and even after vomiting that persistent nausea feeling is not going, and they are presenting with a clean tongue, thirstlessness, even in this drug also there is a thirstlessness, just like we see in the gelsemium. But gelsemium is of slower onset. This is sudden onset, sudden and intense, and they immediately go into the rapid state. Next state will be the antim-tart state after the ipecac. Incessant and violent suffocative cough with no expectoration. Expectoration is not coming out. The vitality is little bit good in the ipecac, and after some time the vitality, if it is going down, vitality is becoming weak, then the next state will be the antim-tart state. It is a critical state. So in that state ipecac may not work. So that is why I kept some classification, that initial drugs and later drugs. And constriction, shortness of breath, violent dyspnea, wheezing, loose, coarse rattling and gasping for respiration. If the patient is complaining with these symptoms, you should be alert that these patients have a tendency to go into critical state. So these from this slide onwards, we are dealing with some critical stage drugs like ICU cases. So antim-tart, so patient is like almost on the deathbed, and the patient may have a pneumonia, pleuropneumonia, hepatization state, and they may go into the collapsed state, and patient may present with a cough, with a difficult expectoration. They are not able to bring the sputum up. Lung is full of mucus, but nothing is coming out because of weakness. There is a shortness of breath and there is a rattling. It is called as death rattle in the antim-tart. The patient is going into the suffocative state and collapsed state. There is a gasping for respiration. If you observe, the patient is having the cyanosis. Vital force is very weak, but patient is very irritable. He is not cooperative. Even in the ICU cases also, he is not cooperative. And if you examine, the tongue is white coated with red papillae, and the patient is mostly thirstless. Sometimes they may ask for small quantities of water. The patient is having this increasingly drowsiness, prostration, and accessory respiratory muscles are coming into action. Flapping of the nostrils also you can see, and there is a cold perspiration. And most probably you may see the pneumonia of left lung in the antim-tart. So this is also one critical stage remedy where you see the respiratory and cardiac collapse also, where not only the respiration but the pathology is there even in the heart. Respiratory and cardiac collapse, and this is very, very sudden. Ammonia carb cases also suddenly go into the collapsed state, and this drug also indicated from common cold to the collapsed stage, toxemia, sepsis, virulent fulminating diseases states, aesthetic pneumonia, pulmonary edema, thrombosis. These are all the different pathologies where this ammonia carb covers. Patient may initially present to you with a nose obstruction with acrid discharges and cough, as if there is a sensation of some dust, and patient may present with the cough, and later on the patient may go into the deeper stages where they present with a wheezing, rattling, suffocated, slow labored, and stertorous respiration also starts. Means immediately they go into the sinking sensation, sinking down, and they may present with ill humor, because in the diseases these are also non-cooperative type of patients, ill humor, low vitality, and there is no reaction at all with many of the remedies, and hypoxia, there is an intense prostration. So kali carb is also one important remedy for the pneumonia, especially it affects the lower lobes, especially of the right lung, but left lung is also involved. So critical stages, this drug also comes in the critical states. The patient may present with a stitching type of pain, sharp stitching type of pain whenever they are taking the deep respiration, and the patient feels better when lying on the opposite side, and dry suffocative cough with copious offensive expectoration, and which is very difficult to raise. And the typical modality present by the kali carb patient is 2 to 4 am, which helps in differentiating from other remedies, and the patient also better when they sit, and sit with a bent forward position. In that position also they are better, and they may have this anxiety about the health, anxiety about the family members, what happens if something happens to me, what happens to my family. So if there are some mental symptoms, you can select this kali carb. They have a desire for company, and typical patient may have this back-like swelling between the upper eyelids and eyebrows, which is very important concomitant present in this case, and face is little puffy. There is a profuse perspiration and profuse prostration in the kali carb. Perspiration is very intense. They are not so markedly thirsty, but perspiration is more. Then you can select this remedy. And if you see the lycopodium is mostly towards a chronic, means slow, gradually going into the critical states. Progress is not so fast, and the most probably affected area is right base of the right lung, and sometimes left also, but mostly base of right lung is involved, and patient may present with raw constricted sensation in the chest, with a labored breathing and violent spasmodic paroxysmal cough with yellowish grey blood stained sputum, and sputum is too salty. That is one important symptom, and characteristically there is a time modality aggravation, 4 to 8 BM aggravation, and warmth aggravation. They are better only with the warm drinks. Only GIT symptoms are emulated by warmth applications. All other symptoms are aggravated by warm applications. So mostly lycopodium we can think of in hot patients towards heart. Better with the cold applications, and one important concomitant is they sleep with half open eyes, and if you see there is a wrinkles on the forehead in the respiratory disorders, and flapping of nose, means they are also in the critical states. The cyanosis, dusky face, and if you examine the patient is having this clean white coated tongue, and patient is little bit thirstless, or if at all they wanted to drink water, they desire to take hot water. So phosphorus is also one important remedy proposed as a preventive, because it is also indicated in all the different stages of pneumonia, from the initial to the last stages. Pneumonia, especially left lower lobe. And the symptoms are insidious onset, slowly develops, but they go suddenly into the critical states. Pleuropneumonia, lobular pneumonia, pulmonary edema, so different pathologies it covers. They may present with a rusty colored sputum and tight suffocative sensation, labored respiration. They cannot lie on the left side, they feel better to lie on the right side, and very important is they desire company and they desire reassurance. Some or other person should be there to reassure them, to comfort them. So if that mental symptom is present, you can think of phosphorus. And they are also critical states, so they may have this flapping of nose, and patient is having a great desire for cold water. It is also very important. They have desire for cold water. They cannot take the cold water, but they have desire for cold water in this respiratory complaints, and they have desire and they feel better after taking this cold water. and they feels better with the mesmerism, and feels better when lying on the right side, because you need to select the remedy based on the objective symptoms more when the patient is in the ICU. They cannot explain you symptoms, so this flaring up of flapping of the nose, lying position, these are all comes as an important objective symptoms for selecting a remedy. And desire for company, they are asking the nurse all the time to stay with them. So those are all the some group of symptoms which helps you in selecting the remedies. So camphor is also one proposed remedy, because they have they don't have any symptoms in the initial stage, but suddenly they go into deteriorated states, suddenly go into the critical states, and most probable part involved is left lower lobe and right also. Anyways, they have lower lobe affinity for the lower lobes. They may initially present with the dry or fluent coryza with sneezings, and they have cough on every inhalation, soreness and aching pain in the chest with and suddenly they go into the collapsed state, and they may have the suspended respiration. Suddenly their body becomes cold and they don't react to any of the medication. They are almost on the deathbed. They have sighing respiration, short snoring respiration. Inhalation is shorter than that of the exhalation. They are in the collapsed state, so they have no complaints, complete anesthesia. Surface is very cold to touch, and patient is having dry skin. You have very little perspiration in the camphor, and there is a death-like paleness, and lips are also livid. Nose is very cold to touch, pinched nose, restless, anxious in the initial states, and pulse is also very small and weak. They may present with more weakness in the initial states, but when they go into the collapsed state, you may not get any subjective symptoms. Only you should based on this objective symptoms, and you need to select the camphor. So this Carboveg is also one of the critical state remedy when the patient is having this collapsed state, septic shock, and there is a pulmonary edema and terminal states of the pneumonia. So how many remedies you are giving, they are not at all responding to any of your medication, then this is the one remedy you should think of. Well selected remedies, there is a want of susceptibility to the well selected remedy. Patient may present to you with a rattling respiration, gasping respiration, laborious respiration, and chain stroke respiration. So this is almost last stages, sudden collapse and no reaction at all. If you observe, there is a cyanosis state and coughs like coldness present in the body. If your medicine is working, you can think that breath is becoming a little bit warmer and skin is becoming little bit warmer, and perspiration is coming out. So perspiration is also decreasing. So by those symptoms you can understand that your medicine is working. So the patient may present with a copious perspiration, pulse is imperceptible, and they have a desire for open air, so they always want fan or AC. They have air hunger, they have a lot of exhaustion, and if you examine, there is a dry tongue, dirty yellow brown tongue, and sips of cold water with foul taste in the mouth. So this is the last drug in the presentation. So this is so many people have proposed that arsenic phosphorus tuberculinum, because tuberculinum is very importantly coming out here. It covers the post-COVID illness also. Okay, bronchopneumonia and pneumonia after influenza, and activation of this dormant tuberculosis is one important complication we see in the COVID patients. So that also is being covered by the tuberculinum. And post-COVID organic psychosis and behavioral changes. So many patients are going into depression, and some other psychological problems are coming up in the post-COVID cases also. So that is also being taken care by this tuberculinum. If patient comes to you with these symptoms, you can think of tuberculinum: shortness of breath, sensation as if suffocated, and even with plenty of open air, they have this suffocated feeling. So they cannot bear in the being in the closed rooms. They want open air, and they have thick yellow or yellowish green sputum. These cases also develop very rapidly. Suddenly they go into a breakdown state, and suddenly they show no reaction of the vital force, and most probable area affected is left apex, and they have aggravation in the closed room. They feel better with the open air. That is very important symptom for selecting this tuberculin. So some other remedies are also coming up in the critical cases, like antim-ars. If you have the symptoms both, like antim-tart symptoms and arsenic symptoms, if you are having both the symptoms, you can think of antim-ars. Severe to critical states, you can think of antim-ars. Left upper lobe is affected, and there is a rattling respiration along with prostration and restlessness of arsenic. Rattling of the antim-tart and restlessness and prostration of the arsenic. If you are having both the symptoms, you can go for this remedy along with this cardiogenic shock. And carbolic acid also you can think of in very severe critical cases. It is written as necropneumonia. There is a autopsy report in the Wuhan cases. In the autopsy they have seen that there is a necrosis changes in the lungs. So you can think of carbolic acid if the patient is having very severe pneumonia critical cases, and patient is going into the septic shock, and ARDS, double basal pneumonia, so you have that, and suddenly they are going into the rapid state. And Crotalus horridus, if there are complications, serious complications or more, you can think of Crotalus horridus also, disseminated intravascular coagulation, septic shock, and heart complaints with the respiratory complaints. In NASA, you can think of NASA if the neurological symptoms are more like slurred speech, neurological symptoms and cardiac symptoms are more than the respiratory symptoms, you can think of NAJA also. And veratrum viridae in cases of cytokine storm, means peripheral circulatory failure and low blood pressure, and cyanosis. The heart rate is very fast in the veratrum album with characteristic tongue red streak present along the tongue, and sudden violent shock. In such conditions you can think of veratrum viridae also. So this is about some important remedies in the COVID illness. I think I am clear.